The massive alien ship hung in the sky above New York City like a silver cloud. It was the largest object humans had ever seen in the sky. People stood in streets, on rooftops, and at windows looking up. Some cried. Some prayed. Most just stared. With open mouths, Dr. Nathan Fuller watched the ship from the United Nations building. He adjusted his tie for the 10th time in 5 minutes. As Earth's chief diplomat for this historic meeting, his stomach felt like it was filled with rocks. "Stop fidgeting," Commander Lisa Frost said beside him. She stood straight in her crisp military uniform, dark hair pulled back tightly. "You look fine." "I'm about to meet aliens from across the galaxy. Looking fine is the least of my worries," Nathan said. Lisa almost smiled. "Just remember your training. Don't show fear. These beings crossed space to find us. They need something." The military had prepared for this day for years. The strange signals from deep space had grown stronger over the past decade. Then 3 days ago, the massive ship appeared near the moon, and smaller vessels flew down to Earth. The alien delegation was scheduled to arrive in 10 minutes. Representatives from every Earth nation packed the UN chamber, their faces showing a mix of fear and hope. A young analyst named Daniel Carter rushed into the room, his face red from running. "Dr. Fuller, Commander Frost, we've detected more ships entering our solar system." Lisa frowned. "How many?" 17 new vessels, ma'am. Much bigger than the scout ships. They're not answering our signals." Nathan felt his mouth go dry. The Galactic Council only mentioned sending 1 diplomatic vessel. "I don't like surprises," Lisa said. "Carter, keep monitoring those ships. Report any change in position." "Yes, ma'am." Carter left quickly, nearly bumping into an aide who came to escort Nathan and Lisa to the meeting room. The UN hall had been transformed. The normal rows of seats now formed a circle around a central platform. On that platform stood 3 beings unlike anything on Earth. The tallest alien had bluish skin that seemed to shimmer. Its 4 arms moved gracefully as it spoke to a smaller, green being with large black eyes. The third alien was almost human-like except for its silver skin and lack of a nose. "The blue one is Ambassador Zorthul of the Zenturians," the aide whispered. "The Council's lead diplomat." Nathan nodded and walked forward. Cameras flashed as he approached the aliens. This moment would be in history books forever, he thought. "Welcome to Earth," Nathan said, giving a small bow. "I am Dr. Nathan Fuller, representing the nations of Earth. We are honored by your visit." The blue alien, Zorthul, turned slowly. Its eyes were like swirling pools of purple light. "Dr. Fuller," the alien said in perfect English, "how interesting that your species has advanced enough for basic space observation. The Galactic Council finds your civilization quaint." Nathan kept his smile fixed. "We are eager to learn from more advanced civilizations. Earth would be honored to join the Galactic Council." The green alien made a sound like bubbling water. The translator on Nathan's earpiece said it was laughter. "Join the Council?" Zorthul's voice turned cold. "Your species has barely left its own planet. You have not mastered faster than light travel. You still use fossil fuels. You fight wars among yourselves." The alien's 4 arms spread wide. "The Council has existed for 50,000 of your years. Civilizations must prove their worth to join." Nathan felt his face grow hot. "Humanity is young compared to your civilizations, but we learn quickly. We've advanced more in the last 100 years than in the previous 1,000. "Yes," the silver alien spoke for the first time. "Your rapid development is notable." Zorthul waved a hand dismissively. "Show us your most advanced technology. Perhaps you are more interesting than you appear." For the next 3 hours, Earth's leading scientists presented their work: quantum computers, nuclear fusion experiments, medical nanotechnology. With each presentation, the aliens seemed less impressed. Finally, Zorthul stood. "We have seen enough. Your species is still playing with toys. You are barely evolved primates pretending to understand the universe." The chamber went silent. Nathan stepped forward. "With respect, Ambassador, We may be young, but humanity has great potential. We seek peaceful exchange of knowledge with other worlds. Knowledge must be earned, Zorthul said. The Council has decided. Earth is classified as a Level 2 developing world. You are not ready for Council membership. The meeting ended abruptly. The aliens returned to their ship, leaving behind small devices they called observation posts as a courtesy to monitor Earth's progress. Later that evening, Nathan met with world leaders in a secure room. They treated us like children, the American president said angrily. Worse, added the Chinese premier. Like insects they might step on. Commander Frost entered the room with Daniel Carter. Her face was grim. Those new ships we detected? They've positioned themselves around Earth, one near each major city. Carter pulled up images on the screen. And those observation posts are giving off strange energy readings. They're not just watching us. What are they doing? Nathan asked. Carter shook his head. I don't know exactly, but they're interfacing with our power grids, communication, systems, and defense networks. It's like they're mapping everything. I don't trust them, Lisa said flatly. No advanced civilization crosses galaxies just to mock a younger species. They want something. Nathan looked at the image of the alien ships positioned around Earth. Get me everything we know about their technology, and contact any scientists working on electromagnetic shielding. You think they're planning something? The German chancellor asked. Nathan remembered the look in Zorthul's purple eyes. Not just dismissal. There had been something else. Fear, maybe. I think the Council didn't tell us the whole truth, Nathan said. They're too interested in our development speed, too concerned about our potential. We should prepare for the worst, Lisa advised, and hope we're wrong. As the meeting continued, no one noticed a small light on one of the alien observation posts change from blue to red. 3 months later, the cities went dark. Amanda Wright was working late at NASA's Deep Space Network facility in the desert when the lights went out. The massive satellite dishes outside her window stopped moving. Computer screens went black. Even her phone died in her hand. What just happened? She asked the empty room. The backup generators should have turned on immediately. They didn't. Amanda grabbed a flashlight from her desk drawer and walked to the window. In the distance, she could see the lights of the small town, 5 miles away. Those lights went out too, one section at a time like a wave of darkness. Amanda felt her heart beat faster. This wasn't a normal power outage. She ran to the old radio in the corner. It was from the 1960s, kept as a museum piece. Simple technology, no computer chips. She turned the hand crank to power it up and began searching for any signal. 3,000. Miles away in Washington, D.C., Major Eric Reeves watched the city go dark from his Pentagon office. First the National Mall, then the White House, then spreading outward. Cars stopped in the streets, planes fell from the sky. Sir, nothing works, a young soldier said, panic in his voice. Radios, phones, even our watches. Eric lit the emergency lanterns. This isn't an EMP. An electromagnetic pulse would have fried everything at once. This is spreading. He looked out the window. And it's controlled. He remembered Dr. Fuller's warning about the alien observation posts. This had to be connected. Get me a horse, Eric ordered. A horse, sir? If motors won't work, we go old school. I need to get to the bunker under Mount Weather. Now. In Chicago, Daniel Carter was prepared. After discovering the strange energy, patterns from the alien devices, he had stashed old mechanical equipment in his apartment. Now, as his neighborhood went dark, he pulled out paper maps, a compass, and a mechanical watch. The alien devices were affecting anything with modern electronics. Carter had studied the pattern for months. He knew what was happening before most people did. He grabbed his pre-packed bag and headed for the door. He needed to find others who understood the threat. As he stepped outside, he saw confusion turning to panic. People were stuck in elevators. Cars blocked intersections. A plane had crashed into Lake Michigan. Carter moved quickly through the growing chaos. He had a destination. The old library with its collection of paper books on engineering and physics. Knowledge that couldn't be erased when computers died. At the United Nations in New York, Dr. Nathan Fuller and Commander Lisa Frost were trapped in darkness. The UN building had become a shelter for diplomats and staff with no way to get home. "They've disabled our technology," Nathan said quietly. "Just like we feared." Lisa nodded grimly. "The pattern matches the positions of their ships and those observation posts. This is a coordinated attack." "But why?" asked a French diplomat. "They could have destroyed us with their weapons." "This is worse," Lisa said. "They're not killing us quickly. They're sending us back to the Dark Ages. No power means no clean water in days, no refrigeration for food or medicine, no heat in winter. Billions could die slowly." Nathan stared out the window at the dark city. "They feared our potential. Zor Thul said we developed too quickly. This is their solution, set us back a century or more." "We need to find a way to communicate," Lisa said. "To organize resistance. The old underground telephone lines," an elderly diplomat from Russia suggested. "From Cold War era, very simple technology, maybe still work." Lisa's eyes widened. "The subway maintenance tunnels would have access points. We need to send runners." Darkness spread across Earth. Amanda Wright finally found a signal on her old radio. It was weak and full of static. "This is NASA Deep Space, looking for response." She adjusted the dial carefully. "This is Major Eric Reeves at Mount Weather. Emergency Operations Center, identify yourself." Amanda grabbed the microphone. "Amanda Wright, NASA Deep Space Network, Goldstone Facility." "Major, do you know what's happening?" "Working theory is the alien tech is creating some kind of dampening field that affects electronics. Old tech still works if it's simple enough. No computers, no chips." "The observation posts," Amanda said. "I've been tracking their energy signatures. They're creating expanding fields that cancel electromagnetic waves above a certain frequency. Can you block it?" Eric asked. "Maybe. I need to study the pattern. I've got old equipment here that still works." "Good. Stay put. We're trying to establish a network using old technology. Mechanical typewriters, Morse code, carrier pigeons if we have to." The radio crackled as someone else joined their frequency. "This is Daniel Carter in Chicago. I've been studying the alien tech for months. I think I know their weakness." "Carter?" Eric recognized the name. "The analyst who warned about the energy signatures?" "Yes, sir. These fields have a pattern. They're not constant. There are pulses, microsecond gaps we might exploit." "Where are you headed, Carter?" Amanda asked. "University of Chicago Physics Lab. They have old equipment we can use. And there's something else you should know." His voice dropped. Lower. "Not all the aliens agree with this attack. I've made contact with one of them, a being called Krill Shara. Says their species, the Iridians, voted against this." Silence filled the radio waves for a moment. "How can we trust this alien?" Lisa's voice suddenly joined the conversation. "This is Commander Frost. I've got Dr. Fuller with me." "Commander," Eric sounded relieved. "Where are you?" "Moving through the subway tunnels under New York. We found an old maintenance phone that connects to the National Emergency Line." Daniel spoke again. "Krill Shara says the council is divided. The Zenturians led by Zor Thul pushed for this attack. They've done it before to other emerging species." "Why?" Nathan asked. "Fear. Humans adapt faster than any species they've encountered. The Zenturians projected that, at our current rate of development, we'd surpass their technology within a century. They couldn't allow that," Amanda broke in. "I think I can modify our old radio telescopes to detect the patterns in their dampening field. If Carter is right about the pulses, we might find a way to counteract it." "We need to coordinate," Erica said. "Find more survivors with technical skills. Build a resistance network. And we need weapons that work without electronics," Lisa added. "Bows, crossbows, chemical propellants," Eric suggested. "Back to basics." Nathan was quiet for a moment, then said, "We also need to find more aliens like Krill Shara. If the council is divided, we can exploit that." As they talked, Amanda looked out her window at the stars above the desert. Somewhere up there, Alien ships watched Earth fall into darkness. They thought they had crippled humanity by taking away its technology. They were about to learn how wrong they were. 6 months after the darkness fell, humanity had changed. People adapted quickly when they had to. Cities became quiet places without cars or electric lights. People walked everywhere. They grew food in parks and empty lots. They learned to live with less. In the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Nathan Fuller and Commander Lisa Frost had established a hidden base in an old military bunker. They called it Haven. It was one of many resistance centers around the world, connected by runners carrying handwritten messages. Nathan looked over the hand-drawn maps spread across the wooden table. Red marks showed the locations of alien observation posts. Blue marks showed resistance bases. Another post discovered near Denver, Lisa said, adding a red X to the map. That makes 47 we've confirmed across North America. Nathan rubbed his tired eyes. Each one creates a dampening field about 50 miles wide. They've covered every major population center. But not everywhere, Lisa reminded him. There are gaps in their coverage. That's how we move supplies and people. A young woman entered the room carrying papers. Dr. Fuller, we received a message from Amanda Wright at Goldstone. Nathan took the papers eagerly. Amanda had been essential to their efforts, using old radio equipment to study the alien technology. She's found something important. Nathan said as he read. The dampening fields have a pattern. They pulse every 3.8 seconds. Too fast for humans to notice, but her equipment detected it. What does that mean for us? Lisa asked. It means the fields aren't continuous. There are microsecond gaps we might exploit. Amanda thinks she can build a device that can operate in those gaps. Lisa leaned forward. A device that works even inside the dampening fields? Potentially. She needs more equipment. Old vacuum tubes, mechanical timers, copper wire. I'll send teams to search abandoned electronic stores and museums, Lisa said. What else? Nathan hesitated. She also mentions that Daniel Carter has made progress with his alien contact. In Chicago, Daniel Carter sat across from the alien called Krill Shara in the basement of an old library. The alien looked almost human except for pale blue skin and large, slanted eyes. Your people adapt remarkably fast, Krill Shara said. The Centurions thought this attack would cause mass death, panic, collapse of your societies. Daniel smiled grimly. Humans are stubborn. We've survived ice ages, plagues, world wars. This is just another challenge. This is why the Centurions fear you, Krill Shara said. No other species we've encountered adapts so quickly to new situations. Most civilizations would have collapsed by now. Tell me more about the Council. How many species opposed this attack? 7. Of the 12 Council species voted against it. But the Centurions, Vorax, and Drell have the strongest military forces. They acted without full Council approval. Daniel wrote this information in his notebook. That's good news. It means we have potential allies. Some Council members have sent messages of protest. Others have withdrawn their ships from Earth orbit. But the Centurions control the technology that created the dampening fields. And how exactly do these fields work? Daniel asked. Krill Shara sketched a diagram. The observation posts emit waves that cancel specific electromagnetic frequencies. It is targeted to affect your level of technology, while allowing simpler devices to function. That's why mechanical watches still work, but computers don't, Daniel said. What about the pulses Amanda detected? The fields require immense energy. They must cycle to prevent overload. These microsecond gaps are a flaw the Centurions thought too small to matter. They underestimated human ingenuity, Daniel said. Again. At the NASA facility in the desert, Amanda Wright had been working for months to understand the alien technology. She had created a workshop full of old, simple electronics that still functioned. Amanda held up a small device made from vacuum tubes, copper wire, and mechanical parts. It looked crude, but it represented a breakthrough. This timer is synchronized to the pulse of the dampening field, she explained to her small team. When the field drops for that microsecond, this switch closes and allows electricity to flow. So it can power things even inside the field? Asked a young engineer. For tiny fractions of a second, yes. But those fractions add up. We can store the energy in capacitors, then release it when needed. Like a strobe light, another team member said. Exactly. Not continuous power, but better than nothing. And the aliens won't detect it, because it operates precisely when their sensors are blind. Amanda handed the device to a runner. Get this to Major Reeves at Mount Weather. Tell him we need more parts to build more of these. At Mount Weather, Major Eric Reeves had transformed the underground facility into a training center for resistance fighters. Without modern weapons, they had returned to basics: bows, crossbows, spears, and swords. But Eric had also been working on something special. He led a small group through an underground tunnel. The aliens are monitoring for electronic signatures, he explained, but they don't seem to monitor human brain activity. Why would they? Asked a soldier named Greg. Brainwaves can't hurt them. Actually, they might, Eric said as they entered a large chamber. The room contained rows of strange helmets connected to simple mechanical devices. They looked like something from an old science fiction movie. These amplify human neural patterns, Eric explained. Dr. Fuller discovered that certain brainwave frequencies interfere with the alien technology. Not enough to disable it completely, but enough to create disruptions. You're saying our thoughts can fight the aliens? Greg looked skeptical. Not thoughts exactly, but the electrical activity in our brains. When amplified and focused, it creates a field that disrupts their dampening technology. Just for a few seconds, but that might be enough. Enough for what? Eric smiled. Enough to activate Amanda's devices. Enough to create a window where our technology works again. Enough to fight back. Across the world, the resistance grew stronger. Using simple technology, handwritten messages, and face-to-face meetings, humans organized. They shared knowledge. They planned. In Brazil, people used river power to create simple electricity. In Japan, engineers built mechanical computers using gears and levers. In Kenya, a network of runners carried messages between villages using codes that aliens couldn't understand. Humanity was changing, adapting. They weren't giving up their technology. They were reinventing it. At Haven in the Rocky Mountains, Nathan received another message. The first successful attack against an alien observation post had occurred in rural Montana. A small team had used bows, neural disruptors, and precisely timed explosives to destroy the device. It's just one post, Lisa cautioned. They have hundreds worldwide, but it proves they can be destroyed, Nathan said. And now we know how. He looked at the map again, seeing not just the alien posts but the blue marks of human resistance growing more numerous by the day. The Zenturians thought they were pushing us back to a primitive state, Nathan said. Instead, they're forcing us to evolve in ways they never imagined. And that, Lisa said with a rare smile, is exactly what they feared most. 1 year after the darkness fell, humanity had become a different kind of threat to the aliens. No longer dependent on their complex electronics, humans had created new systems that the dampening fields couldn't affect. The resistance had grown from small scattered groups into a global network. At Haven Base, Nathan Fuller studied a new device Amanda Wright had sent from her desert facility. It was the size of a small book, with copper wires and simple mechanical parts. This can restore power to a small area for about 10 minutes, Amanda had written in her notes. Enough time to use more advanced technology before the aliens detect it. Lisa Frost entered the room, followed by 3 people in worn clothes. One was Daniel Carter, looking thinner than when Nathan had last seen him. The second was Krill Shara, the alien defector. The third was a woman Nathan didn't recognize. Dr. Fuller, Lisa said. This is Laura Evans. She led the team that destroyed the Montana observation post. Laura nodded. Her eyes were hard, her hands calloused. We've taken down 3 more since then, using the same methods. Nathan shook her hand. That's remarkable news. Please all of you sit. We have a lot to discuss. They gathered around the map table. Red X marks showed destroyed alien posts. There were now 7 across North America. The aliens are responding, Krill Shara said. They're increasing security around their remaining posts, adding guard ships. Which means we're hurting them, Laura said with satisfaction. Daniel placed a strange object on the table. It looked like a mix of human and alien technology. We recovered this from the last post we destroyed. With Krill Shara's help, we've modified it to track the Central Command ship. The Central Command ship? Nathan asked. The Zenturians coordinate all dampening fields from one main vessel in Earth orbit, Krill Shara explained. If that ship were disabled, the fields would collapse. Lisa leaned forward. You're suggesting we attack an alien ship in space? How would we even reach it? There are still functional spacecraft at some military bases, Laura said. The aliens didn't destroy them. They just made sure they couldn't fly by disabling electronics. And now we have a way to temporarily restore power, Nathan said, holding up Amanda's device. Exactly, Daniel nodded. We've been gathering intelligence from other alien defectors. The Zenturians have made enemies even among their allies. Many believe the attack on Earth was unjustified. How many defectors are there? Nathan asked. 17 that we know of, Krill Shara said, from 4 different species. All are helping, humans in different ways. We've learned something else important, Daniel added. The Council is deeply divided. Only 3 species voted for Earth's subjugation. The others were told lies about human aggression. So the majority of the Council doesn't support this? Lisa asked. No. The Zenturians claimed humans were developing weapons to attack alien worlds. They showed fake evidence. By the time the truth was discovered, the attack had already begun. Nathan stood and paced the room. We need to expose this lie to the entire Council. To do that, we'd need to access their communication systems, Krill Shara said. Those are on the command ship. A plan began to form. They would need to coordinate multiple attacks simultaneously, distract the aliens while a small team infiltrated the command ship. Major Eric Reeves arrived at Haven 3 days later. He brought news from around the world. The resistance had grown stronger everywhere. People had developed ingenious ways to fight back. In Australia, they're using modified neural disruptors to create larger fields, Eric reported. In Europe, they found ways to detect alien movements using simple seismic sensors. They gathered in the main room to finalize their plan. Amanda Wright had joined them via a primitive video link that worked for just a few minutes each day during the pulse gaps. The global attack needs to happen simultaneously, Lisa said. Every resistance cell targets their nearest observation post at exactly the same time. While the aliens are responding to those attacks, our space team launches. Eric continued. We'll use a modified shuttle with Amanda's power device installed. The shuttle can carry 5 people, Nathan said. Who's going? I'll pilot, Eric volunteered. I have the most flight experience. I need to go, Amanda said through the crackling video. I'm the only one who can modify my device to work on their ship. I'll go too, Nathan said. If we reach their communication system, I need to address the Council. You'll need me to navigate their systems, Krill Shara added. And you'll need protection, Lisa said firmly. I'm the 5th. They spent the next week preparing. Resistance cells worldwide received coded messages about the plan. Old satellites were repositioned using mechanical methods to create a temporary communication network during the attack. The day before the mission, Nathan found Daniel Carter working alone on equipment. You seem troubled, Nathan said. Daniel looked up. What if we fail? What if we make things worse? How could it be worse? The Zenturians might decide to simply destroy Earth rather than occupy it. Nathan sat beside him. That's a risk we have to take. Humanity won't survive long-term under these conditions. Food production is down, medicine is running out, winter is coming. I know, Daniel sighed. It's just, we're betting everything on one mission. Not everything. If we fail, others will try again. That's what humans do. We keep trying. The next morning, teams worldwide prepared for the coordinated attack. The shuttle crew gathered at a hidden military base in the Nevada desert. The old spacecraft had been carefully modified with Amanda's devices. The shuttle's systems will work for exactly 12 minutes once we activate the device, Amanda explained. After that, we'll be dark until we reach orbit. What happens in orbit? Lisa asked. Once we're above the dampening fields, normal electronics should work again, Amanda said, until we approach the command ship and enter their dampening field. And then we use the second device, Eric said, patting a metal case. They boarded the shuttle as the sun rose. Around the world, resistance fighters moved into position near alien observation posts. The timing had to be perfect. At exactly noon, GMT, the attack began. From Australia to Argentina, from Canada to Kenya, humans struck the alien posts simultaneously. Using bows, neural disruptors, and simple explosives, they created chaos that the aliens couldn't respond to quickly enough. In Nevada, Eric activated Amanda's device. The shuttle's controls lit up for the first time in a year. Engines roared to life. The spacecraft shuddered, then rose from the ground. 12 minutes to reach orbit, Eric announced. Hold on tight. The shuttle accelerated upward, pushing through the atmosphere. Below them, the world looked peaceful from this height. No signs of the struggle happening on the surface. 10 minutes, Amanda called out, watching the timer. There! Krill Shara pointed at a display showing a massive ship in orbit. The command vessel. 8 minutes, Amanda said. Can we reach it in time? Nathan asked. Eric pushed the engines harder. We'll have to. There's no plan B. As they approached the alien command ship, its massive form filled their view. It was elegant and deadly, with smooth curves and strange lights pulsing along its hull. 2 minutes before our systems go dark, Amanda warned. There, Krill Shara pointed. That opening is a maintenance bay. We can enter there. Eric steered toward it as the timer counted down. The shuttle slipped into the alien ship just as the last seconds ticked away. Their controls went dark as they entered the alien dampening field. The shuttle drifted silently into the alien vessel, carried by momentum alone. Phase 1 complete, Lisa said quietly as they touched down in the darkness. Now comes the hard part. Inside the alien command ship, darkness surrounded the 5 intruders. They could hear strange humming sounds and distant mechanical noises. Now, Lisa whispered. Amanda activated her second device. A soft blue light glowed, and their small area lit up as power returned to their equipment. We have 8 minutes, Amanda said, checking her timer. Then we need to move to a new location before they detect us. Krill Shara pointed down a corridor. The main control center is that way, 3 levels up. They moved quickly through the alien ship. The halls were tall and wide, designed for beings larger than humans. Strange symbols covered the walls. The air smelled like metal and something sweet. 2 minutes left, Amanda warned as they reached a large door. This is it, Krill Shara said. The control center, there will be guards. Lisa checked her weapon, a simple crossbow with special arrows. Ready. As the timer reached 30 seconds, Eric pulled out a second device Amanda had built. Neural disruptor ready. Remember, Nathan said, we need to broadcast the truth to all council ships. That's our primary goal. The timer hit 0. Amanda's device turned off. They were in darkness again. Now, Eric, Lisa ordered. Eric activated the neural disruptor. Human brain patterns, amplified and focused, created invisible waves that temporarily confused alien technology. The door's lock system failed. Lisa pushed it open. Inside, 3 Zenturians turned in surprise. Before they could react, Lisa fired her crossbow. The arrows didn't kill the aliens but delivered a sedative that Krill Shara had helped develop. The Zenturians fell to the floor. Clear, Lisa called. Amanda rushed to the main console. It was huge, with strange controls and glowing symbols. Krill Shara, I need help understanding this. The alien moved beside her. This controls the dampening field network, and this is their communication system. Amanda connected her device to the alien technology. Activating in 3, 2, 1. The console lit up as her device provided power that bypassed the ship's security systems. Screens around the room showed images of Earth, with red dots marking the observation posts. Many posts are dark. Krilshara noted, "Your people's attack is working. We need to send a message to all council ships," Nathan said. "Can you access their broadcast system?" "Yes, here." Krilshara pressed symbols on the console. "Ready." Nathan stepped forward as Amanda adjusted a camera-like device. "Broadcasting now. You have 3 minutes before they can trace and block it." Nathan faced the camera. "Attention all members of the Galactic Council. I am Dr. Nathan Fuller of Earth. The attack on our world was based on lies. The Zenturians claimed humans were aggressive and dangerous. The truth is, we sought only peaceful cooperation." He gestured to Krilshara. "This council member can confirm that only 3 species voted for Earth's subjugation. The others were deceived." Krilshara stepped forward. "I am Krilshara of the Iridian delegation. What Dr. Fuller says is true. The Zenturians presented false evidence. They fear human potential. The attack was never authorized by the full council." While they broadcast, Amanda worked frantically at another part of the console. "I'm accessing the dampening field controls. If I can reverse the polarity." Suddenly alarms blared. Red lights flashed around the room. "They've detected us," Eric warned, moving to the door. "We have company coming." Lisa took position beside him. "How much longer?" 1 minute to complete the broadcast, Nathan said. "Amanda, almost there," she replied, fingers flying over the alien controls. "The dampening field network has a central control node. If I can overload it." The door at the far end of the control room opened. More Zenturians appeared holding weapons. "Keep them back," Lisa shouted, firing her crossbow. Eric activated the neural disruptor again. The aliens stumbled, their weapons malfunctioning temporarily. "Broadcast complete," Nathan announced. "And got it," Amanda said triumphantly. "Dampening field reversal initiated." The ship shuddered. Lights flickered. On the screens, the red dots marking observation posts began to flash and disappear. "What happens now?" Nathan asked. "The fields are collapsing," Krilshara explained. "The reversed polarity is causing the posts to burn out." "All over Earth?" Lisa asked, still defending the door. "Yes, the entire network is connected." On the screens, they could see new ships appearing around Earth, council vessels that hadn't been there before. "The council is responding to our message," Krilshara said. "Those are Iridian and Tellurian ships. They oppose the Zenturians." A new alarm sounded. The ship shook violently. "We need to leave," Eric said. "Now." They fought their way back to the shuttle. The ship continued to shake around them. Systems were failing throughout the vessel as Amanda's reversal spread. "The Zenturians are trying a final attack," Krilshara warned as they reached the shuttle. "They're targeting major cities with energy weapons." "Can they succeed?" Nathan asked as they boarded. "Not if your people activated the defense plan." Back on Earth, Daniel Carter stood on a rooftop in Chicago. He held a simple device connected to the old radio tower. When the signal came, the field started to collapse. He activated it. Similar devices turned on worldwide in every major city. As the dampening fields collapsed, Earth's technology came back online. Not just the old technology, but new systems built during the year of darkness. Systems designed specifically to counter alien weapons. In orbit, the human team watched from their shuttle as they escaped the command ship. The Zenturian vessel fired on Earth, but the energy beams dissipated against a shimmering shield that suddenly appeared around the planet. "It worked," Amanda whispered in awe. "The planetary shield worked." Other council ships moved to surround the Zenturian vessel. Communication signals flashed between them. "The council is demanding the Zenturians stand down," Krilshara translated. "The attack on Earth has been declared unauthorized and illegal." As their shuttle descended back to Earth, they watched the Zenturian ship power down, surrounded by other alien vessels. "Is it over?" Lisa asked. "This battle is," Nathan said. "But everything has changed." 3 months later, Nathan Fuller stood before the new Galactic Council. Earth had been granted full membership. The Zenturians had been censured, their leadership removed from power. Humanity has earned its place among the stars, Nathan told the assembled alien representatives, not through advanced technology, but through our greatest strength, our ability to adapt and overcome. He looked at the alien faces around him, some friendly, some still wary. We come in peace and friendship, Nathan continued, but let this be remembered. Humanity will never again be underestimated. That night, as his shuttle approached Earth, Nathan looked down at the planet below. Cities shone brightly in the darkness again, but they were different now, more efficient, more resilient. Human and alien ships worked together in orbit, building a new defense network. Knowledge flowed freely between worlds. The darkness had forced humanity to evolve in unexpected ways. The Zenturians had meant to push humanity backward. Instead, they had launched them forward, into a future where Earth stood as an equal among the stars. The cities had gone dark. Now they shone brighter than ever before.